The Confederacy of Independent Systems was the political superpower backed by wealthy businesses wanting to have the galaxy ruled independently by worlds and systems as opposed to the big government republic. But what would life be like under a separatist galaxy? Now, importantly, I'm not going to be going into the debate between big and small government. I'm going to be focusing on what it would be like living in the Star Wars universe under the CIS government, both its perks and its problems. Now, firstly, we're going to talk about its benefits of no more galactic republic. Firstly, taxes are going to be cut, and depending on where you live in the galaxy, this could have major benefits. Remember, the Republic had somewhat of a flat tax system, meaning that all worlds paid the same amount, so poorer people living on the Outer Rim were paying the same amount as those who were living on wealthy core worlds. But no more. You'd probably still have to pay taxes to the government who's in charge of your world or system, but that's going to be far less. So if you're poor, you're going to see some pretty big benefits straight away. And remember, majority of the Separatist worlds were poor Outer Rim worlds. Secondly, you don't have to worry about Republic laws, embargoes, tariffs, etc. The only restrictions you're subject to are those who are enforced on the planet that you are on at that time. And these are probably designed to fit your culture far better than the galaxy-wide Republic ones. And finally, we have the opportunity for the lower cost of goods. Without high taxes and tariffs being enforced, independent trade deals can be brokered between worlds and companies, meaning resources such as food will be cheaper, because they're going to be passing the saving on to you, in theory anyways. But now we need to unfortunately talk about the downside of this, and there's quite a few. Remember, the Separatist Council wasn't really in the war for the betterment of quality of life for people. They were here because they wanted to make money, and that's exactly what they're going to be doing. So, firstly, you have the fact that your planet is likely going to be at far greater risk. The Republic ensured peace. However, in this galaxy, peace is kind of privatized. You can sign non-aggression or defensive pacts with different groups, or you could have a big military or hire mercenaries to keep your world safe from outsiders. However, the reality is, without the Republic's intergalactic law and order system, many worlds would struggle to remain safe. So a poorer system is going to struggle to be able to afford any form of real defense, so pirates, gangs and other groups are going to take advantage of that. It's very much going to be a galaxy where people's systems and groups are not equal in any way. For example, your world may be able to bully another one into seceding territories to you, because your world's far richer and therefore it's more powerful. And there's no intergalactic rules that say you can't do it. And if there is, there's no big government military force to enforce it, such as the one that the Republic had with the Jedi and the Judiciators and later the clones. It's important to remember that the people at the top of the food chain are very much those who were on the Separatist Council. For example, if you cut the Trade Federation out of a deal, or refuse to sell something to the Techno Union, or support the Geonosians' rival weapon companies, there's nothing stopping these incredibly powerful organisations from taking out revenge and strong-arming you and your people. Procedures such as blockades would be very much common practice when negotiating deals. Meanwhile, people would be starving and suffering on these worlds. Remember, there's very few worlds and systems with the resources to counter these tycoons, so essentially they have more power than ever before, and they are going to abuse it to make money and strengthen their own positions. And finally, we have perhaps the biggest problem, and that's price fixing and monopolies. A big allure of the Separatists was the idea of a free market, meaning that it's open competition without the government or managing body being involved. Good businesses prosper, bad ones fail, all the whilst being in fierce competition with one another, meaning benefits such as cheaper goods are passed on to the consumer. However, the issue with this is applying this to the Star Wars galaxy. These companies are far too powerful. They have their own fleets, they have their own militaries, and it just doesn't work as well. We know the Separatist Council is capable of working together, and this is dangerous because if businesses decide to work with each other for themselves as opposed to against each other for your benefit, then the consequences can be dire. They can agree on a flat cost of goods, making it extremely high, meaning that a resource can just be difficult to obtain because it's expensive. Meanwhile, they can work together to bully the rest of the galaxy to do what they want, creating a monopoly on an entire business sector. The tycoons are also no longer limited on how big their businesses can grow. These businesses will simply consume all other smaller ones, so there'll be no competition. And essentially what it's going to create is a massive tycoon empire. They may even merge together to create a federation of businesses that would realistically just be an unstoppable power base, because they would control production, distribution and sourcing of nearly every single resource and product. Your food, your clothes, your ship, everything. So you're looking at a galaxy where these businesses are potentially all powerful. All in all, the galaxy would likely be far less compassionate. You would be worth as much as you had in your pockets, and it's likely such things as workers' rights and unions would be ineffective or banned altogether. You would be at the complete mercy of those who were wealthier than you, and everyone would be at the mercy of the Separatist tycoons. But what do you guys think living under the Separatist galaxy would look like? And do you believe that you could trust members of the Separatist Council to run the market effectively? Or do you think that the people of the galaxy would still be able to maintain power? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching, please remember to like, share and sub if you did enjoy it, as it's really appreciated and it helps the channel grow. Also don't forget to follow me on Twitter @TheLawGuy and tick the bell for regular updates. Thanks again for watching, I really do hope that you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.